Crypto Takeover coming back with another Bitcoin analysis video for you. Bitcoin kind of moving sideways as of right now. We're currently, right around that 11,200 area. So we're kind of trending sideways ever since our nasty drop to 10.5. And we're going to see if we might get a retrace back down to 10.5 or if it looks like we're going to consolidate out here before we continue another leg up. So let's take a look at the chart, see what's happening. If that sounds interesting to y'all, please stick around and let's get started. All right, so if you are brand new to this channel, we use the market Cipher indicator by CryptoFace alengside with the TI sequential by Tonebase and the market guide buy and sell signals. So we're using a few paid for indicators. I've also been looking at Alessio's Elliott wave indicator too as well, but he doesn't offer it for trading view, so that's kind of a disappointment. But other than that, we're trying to study and make sure we do our due diligence within these markets, study a little bit more about trading TA signals and different analysis too. So let's jump on into the 15-minute chart, see what's happening here. 15-minute chart's kind of telling us that our Cipher SR is giving us, the bulls a little bit of play right now. Being that we're above our VWAP as of right now, it does indicate that probably the bulls do have the opportunity to take this up a little bit, maybe to our pivot high, which is right at about 11,400. That's where our pivot high is at. But if we end up breaking back below our VWAP, our pivot low is sitting right at about 11K. It did look like we came back down to retest 11K, earlier today, and we could continue sideways from here or possibly push all the way back up to that 11.4 if the bulls do want to take this a little bit further. So it does look like the bulls have a little bit of opportunity right now there on our VWAP. Money flow is also moving up to the top on our Cipher B as well. Let's go ahead and refresh the page so we can get a little bit of quicker response time here. Make sure I got everything good to go for us today. Let's see here. All right. So let's go on into our 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame, we can see that we are kind of having one of our trend lines down here that we did break above. We've been kind of testing it and retesting it as support. It does kind of look like we are trying to hold it as support as of right now. So we're gonna have to wait to see exactly, our Cipher SR support resistances are getting a little tight here. So I would imagine that we'll probably have a big break if we continue consolidation sideways. But as these start to get tighter, more or less we'll have a pretty big break in one direction or the other. So I'll probably end up trying to take that trade whenever we decide a clear direction and maybe get a break in one direction or the other. So if you're interested in that, you can feel free to join us in the trading group Patreon page as well, and learning a little bit more about all my ins and outs of the markets as well. Let's go on into Cipher A. We'll turn on Cipher A here, and then we'll also turn on TI sequential too. Cool. So we're looking at our 45-minute time frame as of right now. Not too much to be said here. Money flow looks like it's kind of moving off to the side as of right now. So we could start to see a little bit more of some retest on this green trend line here moving forward. But our blue wave is also kind of moving up to the top side too as well, maybe indicating that we could possibly get one more last push to retest this yellow trend line and then continue sideways from there. Going on into the 1 hour time frame, money flow is also kind of selling off here just a tad bit. It does look like we are dipping down into that red, but maybe indicating that we'll get one more turtle head push up to the green and then possibly another retracement back down into the red there on the 1 hour, kind of looking like that. We did have a big green dot down here indicating a temporary bottom, so we'll probably find some consolidation out to the side here. And I would imagine Bitcoin's probably going to be relatively boring for the next couple of days, probably going on into this week. Just being those lower time frames are kind of telling us that it does look like we'll probably move sideways from here. We did take this long back here to the top side at about 11.4. We were looking for 11.5. We didn't quite get 11.5, but we took the long back over here. I think we got in I got in right at about 11,270 or something. based on this trend line break, and then we kind of took this up. I was looking for 11.5. We didn't quite get it. Profit was staring at me in the face. I told everyone to take their profit, and yeah, we got out on a pretty good trade there. I think like 30%, 40% to the top side there for me, so that was pretty nice. Let's go on into our 2 hour. The 90-minute was still kind of showing us a little bit of rounded money flow there too as well. We'll turn off our Cipher SR, and then we'll turn on Aldo EMAs. And maybe get an idea of what's happening here with the EMAs. It does look like we are starting to see a little bit of bearish cross with our 13 and our 50, possibly indicating some more sideways momentum. As of right now, we do have a trend line support down here right at about 11K. So if we continue out sideways, 11K is probably going to be pretty good support for us. And if we break through that trend line, then we could probably dip quite a bit lower than that and maybe come back down to retest 10.5 again. As support from here on out. Let's see if our 4 hour, we're going to go into there. Actually, I want to turn on the market guide buy and sell signals, get an idea there, and we'll go on into our 4 hour time frame. I do want to let everyone know that the Path to Cryptocurrency course is available for an early bird special discount. So I'm going to go ahead and start updating some more videos in here too as well. But go ahead and get signed up before I change the prices. Once we start to get more people enrolled in the course, prices will start going up. So go ahead and lock your price in right now and make sure that you're enrolled in the course, and then you can have updates to all the other modules that I provide in the course from here on forward. And this is basically just for beginners getting into the market, wanting to learn a little bit more about what the best way to store their crypto is, what wallets are the best to use, my experiences with some of the wallets as well as exchanges, experiences I've had with exchanges as well. So if you're curious and learning a little bit more about that and learning how to get started in this market, this is definitely the course for you, and then possibly a trading course to come maybe sooner or later in the future. Then also we have the Patreon private trading group, which is available. So right now we are running the 35% off special. This will end by the end of the week. So go ahead and get signed up for it now. Make sure that you are enrolled for the 35% off special, because that will be changing soon. But inside of the Patreon trading group, you'll have access to the private Discord channel. And on there, I basically share all my detailed, or I go into a little bit more detail on my bias about the markets and the direction that they might take. And then I also give my leverage trades that I make inside of the Patreon page as well. Obviously not financial advice, but if you're curious in learning a little bit more about trading, then definitely join us in the private trading group page. We have quite a few members in there, and they're very helpful too as well. So definitely check that out. Then also we have our YouTube membership page, which is available. And so all the private videos that I upload to Patreon, which are basically private TA videos, along with some other very interesting documents that I provide inside the Patreon page. You'll get the private videos inside of the YouTube membership page. So I upload all my private videos as a YouTube membership, and you can get access to those when they get released. So feel free to join that. It is a little bit cheaper than the Patreon page, but definitely if you are interested in getting those private videos, then you can feel free to sign up for it. And then also we're on our way to 3,000 subs. Make sure that you go sign up for the newsletter that I send out periodically. And this is basically a way for me to get in touch with you when we do our prize giveaways as well too. So we're doing a $100 giveaway when we reach 3,000 subs. So make sure that you like this video, comment on it. Let me know how your day is going. Hit the thumbs up button. And then sign up for the newsletter, so that way whenever we do our drawing, I can get a hold of you, and we can get you that $100 for free to one of your Bitcoin addresses or one of our favorite altcoins that we're going to be talking about. And then looking at the money flow here on the 4 hour, we're kind of riding this top area. You can kind of see that the money flow is kind of dying off a little bit, but I would imagine we'll have a few more pushes to the upside. It does look like we are getting ready to put in a green dot here on the 4 hour. So maybe we could anticipate possibly a break on this trend line down here, or this one up here to the upside. Possibly it does look like we are finding support on that 50 EMA on the 4 hour. So I would imagine probably a little bit more sideways movement as of right now. We did get a blood diamond here on the 6 hour, but didn't quite play out like we wanted it to. It does look like we are going to get another green dot here pretty soon. So something to take note of there. But yeah, we need to also make sure that this money flow is looking really healthy too, and then continue up from there. So definitely looking like we could be having another push maybe by the end of the week to the upside, maybe possibly up to 11.4. That's a possibility. It does look like we've kind of died off here just a tad bit. Seeing a lot more Heikin-Ashi red candles to be formed here on these higher time frames, and the more that we consolidate out to the side, the more we'll start to see a few more of those Heikin-Ashi red candles. And then we're also having another little trigger wave down here to send us to the downside. This was a head and shoulders pattern that we did get, and I think it could possibly play out just a tad bit, so we could end up seeing another retest to 10.5 eventually. It's probably going to take a while. We'll probably consolidate out to the side a little bit more, maybe have another leg up, and then come back down to retest some of these areas again. But just another idea and theory that could play out for the Bitcoin price there, as we start to see momentum kind of losing its value here just a little bit, and sending us possibly down below the 0 pivot point on the Cipher B indicator. Then also we can see that we're kind of still holding support above the 13 EMA here on the 12-hour. We're going to turn on our buy and sell signals, which is the Wells buy and sell signal. We did get this sell signal on the 12-hour back here. No sign of a buy signal at all, but we could start to see some more consolidation, maybe some sell-off there too as well. Let's go on into our 21-hour, see what's happening. 21-hour, also another sell signal, still holding support above the 13 EMA, so that's still pretty bullish for the most part. We are starting to see our first sign of Heikin-Ashi red candles on the 21-hour, so we need to remain relatively cautious. But it does look like Bitcoin is wanting to probably move sideways for a few more days here on out. Looking at the 1 day, we did get that confirmation on the 1 day sell signal there too as well. So if you're looking back from in the previous video, we did end up confirming that sell signal there, and it does look like we'll probably consolidate out to the side or maybe trend off just a little bit. We'd probably want to hold support above the 13 EMA here on our daily to stay relatively bullish. But if we start to consolidate out, if we break below that, our next support is at the 50 EMA, which is right at about 9,800, which is not out of the books just yet. I do believe that our 200 daily moving average was somewhere right around the 9,700 area too as well. And we know that Bitcoin likes to come back down and retest that to remain bullish inside of a bull market. So looking at our 2-day here, let's go here. Heikin-Ashi candle on our 2-day, which maybe could confirm with a red dot there on the 2-day as well too. So Bitcoin, kind of losing this momentum up here at the 12K area, that 12K top out area, kind of losing momentum. It looks like we'll probably start to trend sideways a little bit longer, and we'll have to see how this is going to play out from there. If you do want to join our Discord server, the link in the description box is available. You can join. When you join, you'll be brought to a welcome page. Just make sure you abide by the community rules and guidelines, and then once you do read through those, click the green checkbox and you'll have access to the Discord server. And then also the Telegram announcements page is available. I'll give you updates on when I upload videos, if I'm running any specials, and then also sometimes I'll update with chart updates on there too as well, and things that I'm seeing on the charts that you might be interested in. And then we use the premium plan on TradingView if you're interested in upgrading to the Pro or the Pro Plus plan. I tell my Patreon members how to get that for 50 to 60% off. So if you're curious and learning a little bit more on how to get those packages for a discounted price, make sure that you join the Patreon page and you can find out how we do that in there. And then also the 3 commas trading bot is available. I like using 3 commas a lot. It helps me get in and out of the markets relatively quickly, especially sometimes when you have some of these exchanges that bog down a little bit. The 3 commas actually, it works off of the exchange API. So you can actually do a lot of your trading remotely through 3 commas, and they have just a little bit better of a platform to trade with on there too. If you're just wanting to buy and hold your crypto, make sure that you check out Ledger. They're a great storage device as well too. So we have our 2-day looking kind of bleak right now. Money flow is still kind of moving off to the side. We are getting a red dot there on Cipher B as well. Looks like we're about to put in another red dot here on our 3-day. As well. So we had this next leg to the upside, but now we're going to have to wait to see exactly how this wants to play out from here on out. We did get quite a few buy signals here, all the way up on these higher time frames, but I still want to remain really cautious. We're having the aggressive 13 to the downside here on the 4-day. So maybe more consolidation out to the side. I don't want to be too bullish just yet. I don't want to get moon boy syndrome, but I'm thinking that we'll probably consolidate out to the side a little bit more. Looks like on our 5-day also, we're maybe getting ready to put in a red dot. Our VWAP is also clipping down. Money flow is looking good there, but not quite having the momentum that we wanted it to continue up from here on out. So definitely anticipating more sideways action probably moving forward. The aggressive 13 here on the 6-day as well too, looking like Bitcoin is probably going to consolidate out a little bit more. So our 6-day, we did close above 6.8, so that's obviously a bullish sign. But if we come back down and maybe fall below that 10.8 or 10.9 area, that we could possibly still move a little bit further down. So we'll have to remain really cautious here. It does look like we are wanting to get another red dot here. Honestly, this coming back from 2017, though, we had a lot of this pattern playing out before we started just to really continue bullish and stay above our 60% area for 2018. And that's kind of what I might be anticipating, is that we'll come back down to retest certain areas and then we'll push back up again. But I don't want to say moon just yet. And I don't want to be overzealous on things that might be happening right now in the market. I know it's exciting, but you have to learn to control your emotions during these market movements sometimes too. So let's go on into our weekly here and just see what that might be giving us. Our weekly buy signal, that's a very strong indication for us as well too. You can see we had a weekly sell here. Didn't quite play out like we wanted it to. And then nonetheless, the volume came in to give us that other spike and rise, and now we have a buy signal here. So just something to take note of. For here on out, we could see a possible big move going on into the rest of August moving forward. But it is early August, and we'll just have to kind of keep an eye on the charts and see what they might be telling us. And market God giving us a buy signal here on the 2-week too is to remain still bullish, but you can see how this sell signal didn't quite play out like we wanted it to either. So I'm still going to remain cautious here. Our 2-week buy money flow is still moving to the top side here, so I still feel like money's moving into this market, but people are definitely going to take their profits along the way up. And so those pullbacks, those 10% pullbacks are definitely in the works with Bitcoin sometimes. So you're still just remaining cautious is going to help create that sentiment in the market to where you can pretty much handle whatever you want. So with that being said, everyone, I want to thank y'all for coming back to this video. Bitcoin's looking like it just wants to move sideways just a tad bit more, and then we'll decide a clear direction based on that. So stick around for all the videos. We're going to be releasing videos pretty much every single day, and if you're interested in joining us in the trading group or signing up for the beginners course, then make sure that you check those out too as well. And if anything, I'll see you on the next one. CTO signing out. Peace.